What would you say if I told you you could transform the delivery of your team with one simple technique? And a technique that involves you doing less work than you are now. We've all been there. You're a leader managing a team in a tough corporate environment. It's a tricky business to keep everyone productive and organized and working well. But what if I told you there's one technique that you could use that could send your highest performers into overdrive and give your strugglers the impetus they need to raise their levels? Well, there is, and I applied this technique to my own team a few years ago, and it's probably the best thing I ever did as a people manager. I call it the buckets technique. It's a basic name, but listen carefully because this could be the tip that transforms your team. At the start of each year, I gather the team together in our start of year workshop meeting, and I present them their accountabilities for the year. I gather all of our work streams up and I categorize them into 5 or 6 distinct buckets of work. These are general work categories such as technical architecture or stakeholder management, but they'll vary depending on the area you work in, obviously. And then for each bucket, I assign a name of one of my team. I say, Jim, your bucket is client relationships. Mia, your bucket is financial control. Things like that. And then I tell everybody the rules. I say, you are responsible for deciding what work goes into your bucket. You decide when those work items get done. You choose who you want from the team to help you with the work in your bucket. You are completely accountable for the quality of work in your bucket. And as a manager, I am not going to keep looking in your bucket to see what's going on. I am not going to mix up your work or interfere with your bucket. I'm not going to micromanage. But at the end of the year, I am going to look in your bucket and I'm expecting delivery, success, and quality work. So what advantages does this give? Well, there are a few. First of all, everybody knows exactly who's accountable for what aspect of the team operations. There's no ambiguity. Another advantage is people are free to use their imagination, their creativity and thought. In fact, it actually forces them to do that. People get to collaborate on each other's work, but they have to be conscious of capacity and time, so they get some experience in resource planning and resource management. And there's no micromanagement. I stay clear of it. Obviously, I'm watching, so if somebody is struggling, then I'm able to step in and offer them the assistance that they need. But for the most part, I'm hands off. And people feel trusted. They feel empowered, trusted, and they grow in confidence. And I've seen this method over the last few years transform individuals into ultra high performers. It really works. It's a real validation from a manager that you trust your team to do the job. But beware, not everybody will fall into this category. Some people find the responsibility just far too much to deal with, and they can end up struggling. So after helping them find their feet, we go again the next year and they get even better and better. But for most people in the team, it's a technique that has led to a huge productivity and confidence boost, and that lifts everybody. And the people who succeed the most at the buckets method are the ones who have the good understanding of emotional intelligence. So to get even more out of your team and boost their emotional intelligence capabilities, take a look at this guide to creating emotionally intelligent teams.